Somewhere on this list is a lever-action rifle that splits in half, fits in a hunting duffel, and has taken elk cleanly past 300 yards. That is not a rimfire. That is not a pistol caliber. That is a full-bore, big-game cartridge in a breakdown package that most hunters never even consider. We are going to get there. But first, Chiappa Little Badger. The Chiappa Little Badger is the gun that makes serious men stop and actually look. It weighs 2.9 pounds. Folded, it is 17.5 inches long. There's almost nothing to it. A wireframe stock, a 16.5-inch threaded barrel, a break-open action, and 12 rounds of 22 LR held right in the buttstock bracket, ready to go. That is it. And because of what it is not, no wood, no excess steel, no receiver bulk. Single shot is a real limitation and nobody pretending otherwise. This is a deliberate trade-off. The Little Badger is not a fighting gun. It is a utility tool, small game, pest control, quiet work at short range. The threaded barrel handles a suppressor, and with subsonic 22 LR, street price on the standard model is around $230. For a rifle that takes up the space of a water bottle, that is not a purchase, it is a stash item. One day you'll be glad it was there and forget you even bought it. What comes next costs more and does significantly more, but still lives inside a backpack. Henry US Survival AR7. The Henry US Survival AR7 has a history that most rifles would kill for. Eugene Stoner designed the original AR7 as an emergency survival tool for Air Force pilots downed in hostile terrain. The concept was simple and brutal, a rifle that breaks into 4 components: barrel, receiver, and 2 8-round magazines, stows completely inside its own waterproof floating stock, and weighs 3.5 pounds total. Henry Repeating Arms bought the rights in 1980 and has spent 45 years making it more reliable. Chambered in 22 LR, blowback semi-automatic, 16.5-inch barrel. When the stock goes in the water, it floats with the whole rifle inside. Assembly is tool-free and takes less than a minute. Collapsed? It is 16.5 inches long, shorter than most handguns with a red dot. The honest trade-off: the AR7 is ammo sensitive. Cheap bulk stuff causes headaches. Feed it quality copper-plated standard velocity rounds and it runs clean. The trigger is purely functional and the sights are basic. None of that matters when you understand what this gun is actually for. At $289 street, it is cheaper than a quality flashlight and it might outperform one when things go wrong. The next platform is where the trigger is purely functional and the sights are basic. None of that matters when you understand what this gun is actually for. At $289 street, it is cheaper than a quality flashlight and it might outperform one when things go wrong. The next platform is where we step up from survival tool to serious defensive carbine, and it folds in half to fit in the same backpack. Kel-Tec Sub-2000 Gen 3. The Kel-Tec Sub-2000 was designed to disappear. Fold it, and it collapses to 16.15 inches, no longer than its own barrel, which is also 16.15 inches deployed. That is the engineering insight that defines the entire platform. The fold does not cost you barrel length the way other folding designs do. You keep all the velocity, all the sight radius, all the terminal performance of a full-length barrel, and the gun still fits inside a laptop bag. At 4.2 pounds and $499.99 for the Glock-compatible configuration, it is the portability per dollar benchmark for anything on this list. The Gen 3 update fixed the one problem that plagued 2 generations of this platform: the optic. On the Gen 1 and Gen 2 Sub-2000, folding the barrel meant unfolding your zero. The barrel rotated back through the sight plane, making a mounted optic useless the moment the gun collapsed. The Gen 3 rotating forend solves it with a patent-pending mechanism that twists 90 degrees out of the barrel's path on fold. Zero is maintained through every fold cycle. That single engineering decision transformed the Sub-2000 from a good platform with a known fatal flaw into the best portability argument in the budget PCC category. The blowback recoil impulse is noticeable at 4.2 pounds. Straight blowback physics apply here, and the Sub-2000 does not pretend otherwise. It is manageable, not punishing. At $499, nothing else on this list delivers that capability. What comes next takes the pistol caliber concept and turns up the power dial considerably. T&W Aero Survival Rifle. The T&W Aero Survival Rifle started as a bush pilot gun, an emergency tool designed to fit under a seat and be useful when a plane goes down in the backcountry. That mission statement shaped everything about this rifle, and everything about it reflects it. The upper receiver is anodized aircraft-grade aluminum. The barrel pulls out of the upper by hand with a quarter twist. No tools, no small parts, no steps to lose in the dark. Remove the barrel and the entire package collapses to 17.25 inches. Weight is 5.5 pounds. It runs 9mm from a Glock-style magazine, which means magazine compatibility with the most widely carried pistol in America. The Aero Survival Rifle LTE runs the same spec in 9mm with a 16¼ threaded barrel and a street price around $749. It is not the fastest or the most refined pistol caliber carbine on this list. The trigger is utilitarian and the ergonomics are AR adjacent without being an actual AR, but is a modular, tool-free breakdown survival carbine that handles multiple calibers from the same frame. Nothing else at this price does what it does. What comes next is a gun that chose a different answer entirely to the question of chambering, and it answers it in a way nobody expected from a shotgun company. A Savage 42 Takedown. The Savage 42 Takedown is the only gun on this list that asks, why choose one caliber when you can carry two? A push of a button and the Savage 42 breaks open. The upper barrel is a 22 LR or 22 Winchester Magnum rimfire rifle. The lower barrel is a .410 bore shotgun. Both fire from the same compact over-under package, weighing 6.5 pounds with a 20-inch barrel and an overall length of 36 inches. Break at the hinge and it stows in its included bag. This is not a gimmick. I have talked to guys running this setup in snake country, in thick brush, in mixed small game situations, and the versatility of having a precise rimfire rifle barrel above a load of .410 shot shells below has solved real-world problems in the field that a single-caliber firearm simply could not. A 22 LR for squirrel at 60 yards. Single-action trigger for each barrel. The limitation is what you would expect. No follow-up shots. Basic accuracy past 40 yards from a shotgun tube, and a trigger pull that favors deliberate shooting over speed. Street price around $499. For the trapper, the small game hunter, or the man who wants one compact gun that can handle what the woods throw at him. This earns its spot in the bag. What comes next is the first gun on this list that makes the defensive argument clearly, forcefully, and in a caliber that does not apologize to anything. Smith & Wesson M&P FPC. The M&P FPC makes one argument, and it makes it very well. If your nightstand gun is an M&P 9, this carbine runs its exact magazine stack. Not compatible with, not adapter-modified for, the same 17-round flush and 23-round extended M&P magazines that are already in your range bag load directly into the FPC with no modifications and no compromise in the feed geometry. Smith & Wesson built the FPC as a direct answer to the Sub-2000 format, but they made a different engineering decision at the hinge. Where the Sub-2000 fold by rotating the barrel rearward through the receiver, the FPC folds laterally. The stock swings alongside the receiver to the right and locks mechanically in both the folded and deployed positions. The receiver and stock become one rigid unit when deployed, not two components relying on a hinge to stay aligned. The 16.25-inch barrel is threaded half by 28 from the factory, a full-length Picatinny top rail ships standard, and the platform folds down to approximately 16.5 inches for storage. At $719, it is the most practical folding 9mm on the market for the M&P pistol owner, and the M&P 9 is one of the 5 most common 9mm handguns in American homes right now. That is not a small addressable market. What comes next is the platform that started all of this for Ruger and has earned its place through sheer numbers. A Ruger 1022 Takedown. 8 million units. 6 to 2 years in continuous production. The most accessorized rimfire platform in the history of the American firearms market. The Ruger 1022 carbine does not need an introduction, and it is going to get one anyway because the 2026 updated model has cleaned up the one complaint that held the stock gun back for a decade. The 2026 variant ships with a BX trigger and an extended magazine release as standard equipment. That is a significant development. The BX trigger breaks at approximately 2.5 to 3 pounds with a clean reset, compared to the factory pull of 6+ pounds that was a reliable source of frustration for anyone who shot this rifle seriously. The platform itself, 18.5-inch cold hammer-forged barrel, 10-round BX-10 rotary magazine, 5 pounds, blowback semi-auto action. Retail on the 2026 carbine runs $389. What makes the 1022 what it is cannot be fully separated from what the aftermarket has built around it. Replacement triggers, barrels, stocks, bolts, magazines. But the 2026 base model is now a legitimate out-of-box performer in a way the factory gun was not 10 years ago. I know a man outside Knoxville who has pushed over 9,000 rounds through one of these without ever touching the action. His centerfire rifles see more range time than maintenance. This platform earns that kind of loyalty. What comes next takes the same proven Ruger takedown formula and drops a 9mm dead blow action inside it. Ruger PC Carbine. There's a conversation happening in the PCC market right now about whether the Ruger PC Carbine is overpriced relative to where the budget category has moved. That conversation is worth having, and I'm going to weigh in. The PC Carbine is worth its $1,029 ask, and here is the specific reason why. It does not matter what ammunition you run through it. Steel-cased, plinking rounds, premium defensive hollow points, reload from a buddy whose powder measure was running inconsistent. That level of ammo insensitivity in a blowback platform is not accidental. Ruger's dead blow action uses a tungsten weight inside the bolt assembly that shortens bolt travel and absorbs recoil energy mechanically before it reaches your shoulder. The 16.12-inch barrel is fluted and threaded. The takedown system separates the gun in under 10 seconds without tools, and the interchangeable magazine wells accept both Glock and Ruger SR series magazines. You pick the ecosystem that already exists in your safe. At 7.3 pounds, it is the heaviest carbine on this list. What sits above this earns a different kind of respect entirely. The kind that comes from lever-action heritage meeting a completely unreasonable level of field utility. A Browning BLR Lightweight 81 Stainless Takedown. The Browning BLR Lightweight 81 Stainless Takedown is the gun that answers the question nobody thought to ask. What if a serious big-game hunting rifle could fit in a duffel bag without giving up 1 pound-foot of terminal performance? Flip a single-finger lever. Twist the barrel 90 degrees. Pull. 2 pieces. The entire rifle separates in seconds without tools, with no spring tension to fight and no small parts to lose in the dark. Reassembly reverses in the same time. The barrel is factory drilled and tapped for a forward-mounted scout scope base, so the optic stays on the barrel half, retains 0 through every disassembly. The BLR's rack and pinion lever action system handles cartridges that traditional lever designs cannot run. Pointed tip bullets, detachable box magazine, high-pressure rounds that would split a tubular magazine tube. From a rifle that breaks in half and fits in a backpack. The laminated gray hardwood stock and stainless steel barrel resist weather conditions that would brutalize blued steel. This is a working gun built for the field. The detachable 4-round box magazine allows Spitzer ammunition that drives accuracy at distance, where a lever-action's traditional tubular magazine forces round nose limitations. The trade-off is price. The Browning BLR Lightweight 81 Stainless Takedown starts at $1,229 street and runs up depending on caliber. That is real money. But there is no other production takedown rifle on the planet that puts these chamberings, this accuracy, and this level of field utility in a package that fits behind a truck seat. A buddy of mine flew bush trips in northern Canada for 3 seasons with one of these in a standard rifle case behind the rear seat. He took a black bear with it that same morning at 120 yards. Guns and Geeks covers the gear that actually works out there, and this is it. You asked what the best takedown rifles look like in 2026. From a $230 wireframe rimfire that disappears into a day pack to a lever-action big-game rifle that fields 6.5 Creedmoor from 2 pieces that stow in a duffel. Now you have seen the entire spectrum. The question that is going to burn in the comments. Where does a Browning BLR sit compared to a bolt-action takedown when you factor in follow-up shot speed in the field? Make your case below. I read every single one. And if you have taken game with a takedown rifle, drop the gun, the caliber, and the range in the comments. That data belongs to this community. If you have not subscribed to Guns and Geeks yet, that ends right now. Hit the subscribe button. Real specs, real gear, zero fluff. Every week,